Everyone's healthy, or it's probably the healthiest we've been, so feel good about the health right now.
What have you been working on since the last game?
Well, this game is unique because they switch 1 through 5, on ball, off ball, which is unique. You just don't see it a lot, so you have to prepare for that. The first time you see that is an adjustment. It's a non-conventional, so you kind of prepare to to play against that, which is it's good to get a look at that type of defense. And then just just trying to get to our level of bulletproof basketball, where we play elite defense, we play elite offense, we out rebound, and obviously coming out of the last game, obviously you're happy with the 7 turnovers, you're happy with the mid 20 assists, you're happy to be keeping everybody in the mid 30s, and you're happy to be shooting in the 50s every game. Obviously, the level of competition is going to increase significantly, so we're ready for that.
With that in mind, Dan, not just now, but even after that, you get quite a gauntlet going on there. Is it important that do you feel like you have right now kind of your rotations, your lineups more or less set, even going into this game, so that you're not tinkering out in Hawaii?
No, I think we'll be tinkering. I think we're going to be tinkering for a while. I think it's just there's so many new people. There's been some pleasant surprises. There's been there's been some some guys we got to get going, and then you just never really know, and as a coach, who you really like the most until you start to play games where you're really threatened in. So it's hard to tell right now kind of who we trust the most, who you like the most, until you play the hard ones. I don't mind the way the schedule has fallen for us. We lost so much. I think in a perfect world, we probably, could have spaced some of these guys' games out a little bit more. But, I think in a way, this has kind of been good for us because of we lost so much from last year's team, and we got so much new and young. So.
Is Aiden one of those guys you'd like to see get going a little bit?
Yeah, I think listen, it's an adjustment for Aiden. The way we're asking him to play, just the way that the way that we go about things. He comes from an incredibly successful program, but every program's different. And then we need him to be on the ball more. What we need, we can't play 2 little guards in the backcourt and do what we're trying to do. So yeah, I mean, we got these wings that we really believe in and we want to invest in. The sophomores, the freshmen, really are 2 through 4. We just think we got so much upside there. But it's going to be tough for us at the level we're trying to play at, to play him and Hassani together to start a game, or for even really long stretches. They'll play together some, but we need to, obviously, we're used to playing tall on the perimeter.
Who do you feel is the biggest surprise for you in some of these early games that you're playing?
I mean, I've liked Jay Ross for the last 3 weeks. He's got to just be smart with the way he goes about playing here, and he doesn't try to live up to kind of what I'm telling the media about him, and feel like he's got to look like Devin Booker. Like he didn't. Just shoot open threes. Fly around the court defensively, get on the offensive glass, cut, drive a closeout, do all those things, and I think he'll be really good. I mean, I like the way things are trending with center. I think we got something there with Samson and Taris. I just think that our biggest concern right here is getting that quality out of that primary handler as a guard, whether that's Hassani or Aiden.
Going off what you just said about the centers, can you elaborate on what Samson does bring to the team when he isn't in his foul trouble? Because he did do a good job of that last game, only picking up 2 fouls, and you saw his effectiveness with 4 blocks and had a real physical presence. So could you elaborate on that? Yeah,
well, his defense when he's in the game, blocks per minute is like top 2 in the country or what have you. So, we got to get Taris there with the rim protection, and we're working on things to improve him there, because our rim protection protection, drops off as good as Taras is as a rebounder and like being a real force around the basket. We lose some of that rim protection that Samson. That Samson provides. Samson is giving us that element that our teams have had the past couple of years. The guards got to help Samson. The guards are hurting Samson, hurting his production. I think he's getting antsy. We're not getting him in the lob game the way we have in the past. The guards aren't seeing it yet. He's in the same exact spots that Tinu and Cam put him in that were, thunderous dunks that he's not getting, that I think are just making him a little antsy. Plus, I think to start the year, the guy's waited a long time for his turn to be a starting player here, and I just think that he wants to do so well that he's hacking people and mauling people. But I think he's going to stop. I hope. I don't know.
There was a stretch of the second half the other night where Solo was like on a rampage. What got into him there?
Well, he's got the capability. He had the freshman year moments to where you could project a big sophomore jump and a bump. He's a young player. He's gonna have stretches of gameplay that are less than ideal. I think he's just a guy we invest in, and obviously we deal with the defensive lapses or some like less than veteran guard play offensively, because what he could be in February and March with the shooting, with the athleticism, could be what it looked like for some of those sophomores that took those big sophomore year jumps, like Jordan Hawkins, beginning of his sophomore year, PKI. He wasn't great. He barely played out there, and he didn't play well. But by the time we got to mid-year, late year, he was a monster. So I think our sophomores are going to make a similar jump.
He's kind of gone after this opportunity with confidence and energy, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's forced us. I could have easily just started the year with Hassan and Aiden in the backcourt and just kind of played it safe. And but he earned it. He was consistently, the best of our guards. And then he just has, when you watch him shoot the ball and you see the athleticism and he's got pedigree and he's got all these things. So, just putting him in the position he's in gives the team upside for the longer game, post-November, post-December.
You've mentioned how Haas has taken well to the role coming off the bench now. Does it come down to just again the proverbial boost of energy and defense off the bench? Is that what you, or is that subject to change perhaps still?
Haas's role's not set in stone. He's a soldier. He's played really well for us, and just to it's like a warm bed or a comfy blanket or being in your own home, using your own bathroom would be what Hassan is off the bench right now. You see where I'm going, Gavin? You know how nice it is to use your own. Yeah, well, I know. I could have kept going too.
But then we really got off the rails.
With your own remote control. I don't know. People don't watch TV anymore or cut the cords. Stop. Right. But I would say, just he's a soldier. He's just. When he's going to play starter minutes. He's going to be in the game down the stretch. Knowing that he's over there with the way we've been starting slow. And just the fact that he's a soldier, and he changes the game when he gets in the game. But we've got to start faster, and we're really we want to get Aiden going.
Alex's vocal leadership going into the season was something you kind of had questions about. He's looked like a coach out there at times. He's just constantly talking. It's been impressive. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. He's really owning, and it's not like a fake, phony. He puts in enormous amounts of work. He hides from attention, but just he leads the right way. He just leads by example. Now he's leading in a vocal way, but not in a showy way. He's doing it to try to get the most out of the people around him and to help them have more confidence. And the fact that I like the fact that he's trying to get the crowd too. He make a shot, get a stop. He's holding everybody accountable.
Coach, how do you allocate minutes? You have so much talent on this team. How do you allocate minutes to try to keep the players happy with all the work they're putting in? in practices?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, I think, we've got a good amount of talent. You know, I'd say that because a lot of the talent is young, they make enough mistakes where you want to get them out. So they're getting themselves removed from. I look forward to just the improvement by the group, so that the decisions, get tougher. On the wing in particular, though, I would say it's tough because we really want to play Jalen Stewart and Jaden Ross, and you got Liam and you got Alex and you got Solo Ball and you got Isaiah Abraham over there. So you got all these kind of, big wings that play 2 through 4 that are so valuable in today's game, positionless guys. So that's probably the hardest part, is that group.
In this era, it's hard for a coach to get 4 years with a really great player. How does this work with you and Alex? It seems like you guys are always on the same page, and your relationship is really, really a strong bond.
Yeah, we're both pretty, I think, simple human beings. We both love basketball, and we've got our family, and not a lot of other interests outside of those couple of things that we're. So I think we share that mindset and our love for the game, and I think we see the world in a very similar way.
How important is it to have a guy like that when you're talking to the team and you're getting through when he understands what
I mean, in college sports right now, or college basketball right now, I think that's for us when we had to weigh the choices that we were going to make in the off season about whether to trust the young players or go for non-commodities in the portal and just stay old or get old. If you could have a great culture and people that are connected and not at each other's throats and comparing their NIL to someone else's NIL and talking about transferring in November, December, all those things weaken a team, and no matter how talented a team is. So the one benefit that we have here is men like Alex, the sophomore class, Samson Johnson, Hassan Diarra. We have men that are just we're still a program. You have a lot of teams in college that are going to be different every year. There's other places, but we're still doing a program.
Is there something you want to see tomorrow that'll let you know you're ready for Hawaii and to step up in competition?
I don't know if, besides a sustained, 40-minute, game where there's very few mistakes made, offensively, defensively, on the backboard, scouting, execution, sustained, relentless effort at a championship. We're just going to get, we're not going to be where we were at the end of last year for a while. You got to have this perfect balance of just you're impatient enough, but you're also giving your team a chance to actually get there, especially with where we are and so many new people and so many young people.
How important are these holiday tournaments where the team's trying to learn about themselves and get a chance to play some really good opponents, right?
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah, this is it's good. It's just that the trip brings the boys together, and you create that bond when you go on a trip and you spend just days and days together. That really brings you together, no matter how much time you spend together from the summer on. But yeah, I just think it's when it gets even more exciting. It's exciting, a chance to play in Gamble, one of the best venues in college sports tomorrow, and play in front of what should be a great crowd and a loud crowd for the back-to-back champs. Should be a great atmosphere. And then we're all itching to play big games. We've gotten accustomed to playing in big games, and we want to get back to playing in big games.
In a couple of nights, Geno's going to have more victories than anyone in the history of the sport. Just 40 years, all those victories, everything he's adapted to over those. I think you were in middle school when you started coaching here. So
yeah.
What comes to mind when you just consider that body of work?
I don't even know. It's so. I just hope people don't take it for granted. He's just one of the unique coaches in sports, all of sports. To have that type of longevity and excellence, and to do and to to win at that level and to produce players at that level he's produced to the WNBA and championships like you are on every day for, I don't know how many years you just said, but just the endurance that takes and the sense of purpose and obviously the intelligence and the consistently pushing himself to improve and to stay at his level. And then you get to know him personally and how much I couldn't even, the amount of help that he's provided to me and the staff since I've been on the job here, and how he goes out of his way to be supportive and helpful, and the opportunity he gives you to learn from him as a leader, as a coach. You just would expect a guy like Geno to have to be like an ego or like a major asshole with a big ego, and he's not like that. And I didn't really know him before I got here. And I thought that maybe there was a chance that he could be like that. Sorry, Geno. But then I met him, and it was like, he's just the best guy ever, besides Mount Rushmore of basketball coaches ever.
Do you remember anything in particular early on here for you that you learned from him about UConn, or anything in general that really helped you in those early days when you were trying to build this?
Yeah, I mean, I went over and I would watch practice. And I would watch him with the media, and I'd watch him at events with donors. And, obviously I came in and I'm still rough around the edges, I'm still who I am. I don't have that level of polish. But just, I've picked up, I think, on just leadership qualities, how he handles his players. Obviously, from watching them play, you picked up some tactical things too, but just how he moves. And then for me, it's more, I ask him things directly. I'll ask him things because he watches all of our games and I watch all of his games. And so I'll ask. I don't always have to wait for a text from him.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you, guys.